The second half of play with our score, Windsor 60, Amity 55. That whistle begins the second half of play. The next time the whistle blows, our game will end. There's a 20-point bonus waiting. Here's the toss-up. The Dred Scott decision was a step toward the abolition of slavery and the Civil War. For 10 points, in what state?
Missouri.
Missouri is correct. Did Dred Scott first sue for his freedom? Here's the bonus. On February 8th, 1984, there were more people in space than at any other time in history. For 10 points, within one, how many were up there?
10.
Not 10. We would have accepted 7 to 9. It was 8. There were 3 from Russia, the Soviet Union, 5 from the USA. Now, second part. In October 1984, 3 Soviet cosmonauts returned to Earth after a record-setting stint in space. For 10 points, within 10 days, how long were they up there?
320 days.
320 is a bit too high. We would have accepted 228 to 248. The correct answer was 238. Our score stands 65 Amity, 60 Windsor. 25-point bonus next time. Cardinal numbers are used to count elements in a set. For 10 points, what kind of numbers are used to describe the sequence of elements in a set? Captain Too Long. Anyone signal and take it for Windsor? Ordinal? Ordinal is correct. Here's the bonus. She was the pastor of the Massachusetts Metaphysical College and founder of the Christian Science faith. For 25 points, who was she? Call for an answer.
Seton.
Seton is not correct. It was Mary Baker Eddy. 70 Windsor, 65 Amity, 30-point bonus coming up. Connecticut this year had a healthy budget surplus. As a result, state lawmakers put through 2 major tax reductions. And of course, you were directly affected because even as students, you pay state taxes. One cut eliminated sales tax on clothing items worth under $75. For 10 points, what was the other major cutback?
Tax on gasoline.
Not tax on gasoline. Can anyone signal and take
Tax
it?
on liquor.
Not tax on liquor. It was a cut in the sales tax from 7.5% down to 7%. It's still 70 Windsor, 65 Amity, 30-point bonus still waiting. Benzene, naphthalene, and creosote and pitch are all derived from the distillation of a naturally occurring fuel. For 10 points, name it.
Petroleum.
Not petroleum. Can anyone signal and take it? Windsor? Coal is correct. Here's the bonus. Swallow hard and think of food. For 10 points each. First, where does the digestive system begin at the back of the throat?
Uvula. The uvula.
Not the uvula, it's the pharynx. Second, what tube connects the pharynx and the stomach?
The esophagus.
Esophagus is correct for 10 points. What rhythmic motion moves food through the intestines?
Peristalsis.
Peristalsis is correct. You have 2 out of 3 there. 20-point bonus waiting. One of the biggest bestsellers of 1984 was by the Reverend Kenneth Taylor. Originally called The Living Bible when it was published in hardback, it sold 1 million copies in paperback under a new name. For 10 points, what name?
The book.
The book is correct. Here's the bonus. Literature throughout the ages is filled with children. For 10 points each, identify the following novels with illegitimate children in them. First, in what Nathaniel Hawthorne novel will you find a child named Pearl?
Scarlet Letter.
Scarlet Letter is correct. In what Thomas Hardy novel will you find an illegitimate child named Sorrow?
The Turn of the Screw.
Not Turn of the Screw, it's Tess of the D'Urbervilles. 30-point bonus coming up. London to Suez, 7 days. Suez to Bombay, 13 days. Bombay to Calcutta, 3 days. Calcutta to Hong Kong, 13 days. Hong Kong to Yokohama, 6 days. Yokohama to San Francisco, 22 days. San Francisco to New York, 7 days. New York to London, 9 days. For 10 points.
Around the world in 80 days.
That's what you've just done. You've gone around the world in 80 days, according to Phileas Fogg's schedule. Here's your bonus, Amity. In 1824, the House of Representatives elected the President of the United States from 4 candidates who had failed to win a majority of the popular vote. You'll earn 10 points for naming 2 of the candidates, 20 points for naming 3, and 30 points for naming all 4.
John Quincy Adams.
John Quincy Adams, correct.
Andrew Jackson.
Jackson, correct.
And Henry Clay.
Henry Clay is correct. One more?
And Madison.
Not Madison, as William H. Crawford. So you did name 3. That's worth 20 points. 20-point bonus weighting. Toss up. It is sometimes called Ludolf's number, in honor of the 16th century Dutch mathematician who computed its value to 35 places. It's now known to more than 100,000.
Pi.
Pi is correct. That's what we call it. Here's the bonus. Just as Walter Mondale said he did, Ronald Reagan got a new tax plan. The 3 men most responsible for it are Reagan's Secretary of the Treasury, his Budget Director, and his Chief of Staff. For 5 points each, and a bonus of 5 points for all 3, identify, first of all, the Secretary of the Treasury, who then became Chief of Staff.
Donald Regan.
Regan is correct. The former Budget Director.
David Stockman.
Stockman is correct. The Chief of Staff, who became Secretary of the Treasury. No response. It was James Baker III. So you pick up 10 points on the 2 fivers. 30-point bonus coming up. Omega is a letter of the Greek alphabet. Its name means big O. For 10 points, what letter of the Greek alphabet means little o?
Theta.
Not theta. Can anyone take it? Signal Windsor.
Psi.
Not psi. It's omicron. That whistle ends the game. We will validate the score and announce the results in just a moment. It's official. The final score today, Amity Regional 115, defending champion Windsor 120. Windsor wins it. But to Amity, our congratulations on the preliminary win that got you here. Good luck to you in the future. And to Windsor, of course, congratulations on a fine effort today, and we look forward to having you come back as you head perhaps toward a second championship. As you know, this is a game of quick recall, and as such, it's just an incidental reflection of the overall academic abilities of these fine varsity scholars. Both schools doing an excellent job preparing them for useful and rewarding lives. Next week, Ludlow versus Northwest Catholic, and that will be at our regular time, 11:30 Sunday morning. Thanks for joining us this week. Have a good week.
High School Bowl, created by Don Reed, is the copyrighted proprietary format of the College Bowl Company. May not be reproduced in whole or part without express written consent of that company.